Good morning. Hello, hello. It's Saturday morning and it's a rainy morning here where I'm at. So let me see. Let me see where we're at on Facebook. So if you're coming in to say good morning, say good morning. So I know you're here. At least say hello. All right, so I'm going to share this. And if you're here, please help me share it. Share it out on your timeline or in your groups to your friends. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Rick Morrow, good morning to you. Tony De La Rosa, Sally De La Rosa, Deirdre, good morning, everyone. It's Saturday, it's raining. I woke up to the rain, but it wasn't a heavy rain. So I wasn't even sure I was hearing rain. And then I woke up and opened the curtains and yeah, it's raining out there. So I think it's going to be that kind of Saturday. Do you remember as a kid when it was rainy out, or in the wintertime, maybe it was just snowy outside, and what that felt like? You know, you just wanted to be outside, but when it's that kind of weather, it's like, okay, what can I do inside for fun? So what do you all do inside for fun when the weather is not so great outside? What kind of activities? I like to read. So mine, for me, it's like reading a book or putting on a movie. This will be a great movie day. So what y'all got going today? Just share what your day is like and what's going on with you. And hi, Aziz on Periscope. Good morning to you. We're just gathering in here this morning for a Cuppa Joy. And Sally says, very tired this morning, didn't want to wake up yet. Yeah, I had that experience too, Sally. I've been doing a lot of stuff because I'm getting ready for my journey. And I woke up and like, oh, it can't really be that time yet, can it? Actually, I woke up this morning to somebody else's alarm. So I live in an apartment complex. So I'm laying there and I'm, you know, how when you're first starting to come awake and you're still kind of woozy. And I'm laying there and I'm thinking, that's not my alarm. It's like, what is that noise? And it was kind of relentless. So I knew it was an alarm going off. And I'm thinking, okay, it's not time for me to get up yet, but the alarm woke me up for a reason, right? And I remembered that last night in chanting, Karen Palmer had talked about the liturgy, which is another part of what was written by the founder of Nichiren Buddhism. And so I have it on my phone. So I just turned that on this morning and just listened to that for about 10 minutes, just listening to the rhythm of it, not understanding the words. And it's okay. I didn't need to understand the words. I was getting the gist of what it was saying. So obviously, that's what I was supposed to be doing before I even got up out of bed this morning. Wendy's here. Hi, darling. Good morning. And thank you for sharing. Deirdre, Netflix is good. There's a lot of programs on there. Some of it can be addictive. You want to find out what the next episode is going to bring. But I always try to find something that's funny or something that just, you know, it will take me to a good place as I'm watching it. No drama. I'm done with drama in my life. And Do y'all find that now if something becomes hard, if it takes a lot of effort to maintain an activity or even to maintain a relationship, it's like, let me think about that. I don't want any drama. I don't want anything that's unlike love in my life, anything that's unlike giving, and that total experience of just being in a space that's good and happy. And we can't be happy, happy, joy, joy all the time. But on the other hand, we don't want to be constantly battling that low vibration, or I don't. And so right now, if it's not in alignment with my energy, I just move on. I move on to those things and those people that are in alignment. And that's been happening more and more as people fall away, as they become more demanding in not a good way, and wanting to see something different, wanting change. So let me just see what your comments are here. Sally, yes, we do that a lot so we can experience different chants. I do too, Sally. I like YouTube to go on there and listen, especially Snatum Cower, Diva Primal. There's a lot of really good ones. Even Tina Turner has some really beautiful chants that she does as well. So variety, I don't want to do the same thing over and over every day. There are certain things I do that are the same, but I want variety also. I want to experience new things. And I'm so excited about this journey, this pilgrimage that I'm getting ready to take, because I'm going to experience me in a different way. This is for me. It's my journey of really, it feels like a vision quest. It's that type of energy. It's like, what is there that I need to experience in this latter part of my lifetime? What do I need to really understand while I'm still walking on this earth? So I'm calling it a vision quest as I go forward, and just see what comes up. I have no agenda. I have certain places that I'm going, but I really have no agenda, and it's such an interesting place to be because there's no pressure either. It's like, okay, whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and I'm excited. I'm really excited about this. Wendy says, Netflix is addictive. I binged watched a 7-season program with 155 episodes in 9 weeks. Been there, done that. I binge watched Breaking Bad, which was like really long. I don't even know how many episodes that was, but I was caught up in the drama, and this was before I was really focusing more on the spiritual aspect of what I was doing. I just needed to be in a headspace of tuning everything out, and I did. And that's a good way to do it. That's a really good way to tune everything out, just to get into something that's going to just take you into nothingness, pretty much. Good morning, Suzanne. Good to see you on here. And Deirdre says, Netflix allows me to observe the human condition. It's educational for me. Good point, Deirdre. And they do have a lot of documentaries that I watch as well. And I've learned a lot. I've learned about a lot of people and experiences, just from watching those documentaries or those movies about people's lives. So yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Stacy. So glad you're here. Set it and forget it. Intentions. Intentions are everything. They are so powerful. Every day when I get up, I set intention. And I think if we did that, if we really thought about what we wanted to bring to us today, wow, would our lives be different. I have manifested so many things just recently. Like I was listening to Abraham before I came on today, and the talk was about manifesting. So the person that Abraham was talking to was stating that she had been on one of the Abraham cruises, and she's sitting there and listening, and she said, you know, they haven't offered us coffee on this cruise. I've noticed that there hasn't been anybody coming around to ask if we wanted coffee. And she said, within seconds, someone came up to her where she was sitting and asked if she wanted coffee. And so she said yes. And that person walked away. And as they walked away, she thought, man, I really want cappuccino. A cappuccino would be so good right now. So a little bit later, the server came up and set a cup of cappuccino in front of her. And so the talk was about manifesting and how quickly we manifest when we put that desire out there. When we say, you know, I really want that. That is what I would like to have. And right now I've been manifesting things like crazy. I've been manifesting experiences and people and clients. Yeah, it's like, I just say, I need my abundance right now for everything that I'm going to be going through. And I don't put anything out there as far as, would you all come and be a client? But clients are showing up and people are just going on and booking sessions with me. And every time that happens, I'm like, wow, that's a surprise. So I think also with the manifestation, when you go into the energy of, wow, look at that, it came to me, and go into gratitude instead of questioning, why did they do that? Just keep putting your energy out there. That's what the manifesting is all about. I manifested this book. It's called Get the Life You Want and Live It. And I'm very grateful for Teri Angel, who is the one that introduced me to the author of this book. And he sent me a signed copy. I got it in the mail a few days ago. It's a small book. And I just flipped to the back of the book because I do that sometimes. And before I tell you what I want to tell you, let me see what Sally's saying. Yeah, we have been manifesting clients as well, and people are making a long drive to come see us. Yeah, because you put out that energy. That's what I'm finding. You put out the energy, and it's like, okay, here you go. So in the back of this book, as I flip to the back, he has included words of inspiration. And this one caught my eye, and I want to read it because I think it's really important for us to focus on and to hear these words. It's called One Day at a Time. There are 2 days in every week about which we should not worry. 2 days which should be kept free from fear and apprehension. One of these days is yesterday, with all its mistakes and cares, its faults and blunders, its aches and pains. Yesterday has passed, forever beyond our control. All the money in the world cannot bring back yesterday. We cannot undo a single act we performed. We cannot erase a single word we said. Yesterday is gone forever. The other day we should not worry about is tomorrow, with all its possible adversities, its burdens, its large promise, and its poor performance. Tomorrow is also beyond our immediate control. Tomorrow's sun will rise either in splendor or behind a mask of clouds, but it will rise. Until it does, we have no stake in tomorrow. for it is yet to be born. I love this, and I know that we say it a lot. We say those words a lot, that all we have is right now. But when we look back, we're really doing ourselves a disservice. If we're focused in the past and what has happened, the mistakes we've made, even, the things that we did that were okay, that we were all right with, our experiences, we're not staying in the present. And all those experiences, whether they were good or bad, if you want to judge them that way, they happened. They were there. There were events in our life. They brought us to where we are right now. They brought us to this person we are right now. And if it was something that we judged as not good, that's going to stay there in our mind as not good. If we look at things that happen and say, it happened, it's part of me, it's who I am with everything else in my experience, and look at it from a neutral point of view, from what's called 0 point, where you don't judge it one way or the other, it just happened. That's the neutrality. Then you can move forward. But when we keep that energy about it of, wow, that was really bad, what I went through was so horrible, and we keep regurgitating that story about it, it just keeps coming up. And it's going to, until we get to 0 point, until we get to where we can tell our story and just state it in a way that it was a happening. It's something that happened. And it didn't happen to us. It was part of our experience. I used to tell a story about my daughter. And I know many people don't even know that I have a daughter, but I do. I went through a pregnancy when I was very, very young and had my daughter, and I was with her for 13 years. When I got divorced, I always say I lost her in the divorce because she was very wishy-washy about who she wanted to be with. She was a teenager. So she would play both sides. She would play me, she would play my ex-husband. And so finally it got to the point where, she had to make a choice. So she chose to be with my ex-husband, and we drifted further and further apart. Last time I saw her was, I think, 25 years ago. And for many years, I could not tell that story without falling apart, without tears, without really going into that deep emotional state. I had to get to the point where I could state it as something that happened and not something that was tearing me apart. So that's the neutrality I'm talking about. Now, do I care? Yes, I care deeply. It hurts deeply, but I'm able to see it for what it is. It's her path, it's her movie, it's what she has to do in her life. And this is my life. So I can see these events that happened and speak about them and know that that's part of my journey, but I'm not going to live in one part of my journey in all of the drama and all of the low vibration that came with it. So this was huge for me. And this didn't happen that I was able to speak about it until about 6 years ago, when I had to go through purging all of the low vibration stuff that I had encountered, all of those emotions I had to heal inside. When we heal inside, then we're able to look at things in a different perspective. We're able to look and say, yeah, it happened. It was an event. It happened. And it doesn't mean that there are moments that I don't get sad, because I do. Those things that, like anniversaries and birthdays and certain memories that pop up, those are just going to always be there. The memories are going to be there. And when they do, if I feel myself getting melancholy about it, I just say, that happened. It happened. And it brought me to where I am right now, where I can be in a place of looking at things that took place in my life and still being okay with me, with who I am, because I'm not that same person that I was way back then. That was a long time ago. We won't go there because I got a birthday coming up. So I don't even want to think about age right now. All right, so we have people. Good morning, Mary Ann. Good morning, Christina and Sharon Boyle and Joanne Castillo and Sherry, Julie Kiss. Oh, so great to see all of you here this morning. Let me see. Sally says, I no longer understand those souls who spend so much time stressing over yesterday and or tomorrow. Today is full of so much possibilities that we miss. Isn't that the truth, Sally? Today has potential for anything you want it to be, anything. And this is what I state every day. I set an intention. Intentions are so powerful. So as you get up and you become aware that there's another day, just give some gratitude. Give gratitude for a new day. That's what I do. We're not promised that new day. We're not promised anything, actually. We have this moment, and that's all we really have. So when we realize, hey, I'm alive, it's a new day, I'm breathing, just stop and give some gratitude. Just say thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, sun, for coming up, whether you're behind a cloud, like the thing I read said, whether it's behind a cloud or it's shining brightly, it's there. And you know it's there. You have that knowledge that it's there. So give gratitude for the sun. Give gratitude for your breath. If you can't find anything else to give gratitude, be grateful for the breath, that you're alive, you're taking in oxygen, you're able to drink some water, whatever it might be, the little things. The little things are really big things. There's no comparison. Everything is, and everything is equal. So let's see what some of your other comments are. Joanne, love you, Teri. Thank you for sharing and helping so many on the path. When we share our stories, and we can share it in a way that is not bringing others down, but lifting others up, then we are doing a service for other people. And Sharon Boyle, oh my gosh, Sharon sent me her chapter for our anthology. I was reading it at, I think it was about 2:00 in the morning. I'm sitting there reading her story, and how beautiful. Sharon, you wrote so beautifully. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, Angelic River Family is going to have a book, and all of you, as many as want, are invited to have a chapter in this book. And if we have a whole lot, we'll just split it into 2 books. So if you could keep your chapter at a maximum of 2,500 words, that will be perfect for us to have it flow and have, you can do shorter than that. If you want to put just a poem, whatever you want to put in this book, it's yours. You put it in the book. And I'd love to see more people participate. I've started receiving some in, and they're beautiful. So if you want to do that, then just start writing it up. Good morning, Carol Allen. Good morning to you. Okay, let's see what some of your other comments are. Sally, just went through this. I had to cut out 4 family members from my life in order to save myself. It hurts, but it is what is right. Yeah, it's not an easy process at all. There's a lot involved because, especially if it's biological family and you're going to be around a gathering or whatever, even when it's friends, even if you have friends where there's a common gathering and you're friends, or even on Facebook, if you see that person that you've had to distance from, it brings up stuff. It really does. And I found a lot of times if I see a post from somebody that I've had to distance from because of one reason or another, negativity, or it's just not in alignment with my energy anymore, I have to really clear that energy after I've seen a post or seen a message or whatever. Just keep clearing the energy. And Sally, I'm saying that to you. I'm saying it to Suzanne. She says it's a very painful process. I feel for everyone going through this. Julie Kiss, I had to cut out my sister. It's been 1 year today, have not spoke. It's sad, but the best for me. I finally accept it. That's the key, is the acceptance. You know, when I went through the healing journey of what had happened for me, that was one of the last things that I cleared out of my energy. And it's when I went into the acceptance that I finally got that peace about it. And you do get there. You do get to the peace. It happens. So as you accept it, really clear it though, really clear out the energy, or it keeps popping up. When you go into the acceptance, start to go into that neutrality that I was talking about. So if you're thinking about that person or you're thinking about the situation, it might hurt like heck. You know, you're feeling it inside. And it's like, wow, that's too painful to even look at. And that's where I was for many, many years. I was like, it's too painful to even look at. It's too painful to even think of that person. So just breathe through that. Breathe through the pain. Feel it. You have to feel it to heal it. And that is so true. Such a true statement, that you can't keep pushing it down. You can't keep bringing it up as the fire that it was. You have to let the fire die down, even if sometimes you have to pour water on the fire to put it out. But keep letting that energy, that pain subside. And then eventually you'll get to that place where it's not a fire anymore. It's just dead charcoal. Okay, it's just the fire has gone out and there's just the ash that's left. And that's when you rise up. That's when you rise from those ashes, because you can be neutral. You can be at that point of, oh, I can talk about that. It's not something that's going to feel like knives stabbing into me. It's something that happened. So I don't even know how we got there to this place this morning. This discussion just went to that place, and that was where it was supposed to go. That was what was needed for today, is just to look at the things that happen in our life as events. They happened, and not to dwell on them, not to live there anymore, to live in that place of just being. And whatever comes your way in this day, you're going to be fresh. You're going to have a clean slate to really make it whatever you want to make it. This day is full of potential. This day can be so full of love and joy and bliss and happiness. It's up to us, isn't it? It's up to us. It's up to me. When I wake up, even if it's somebody else's alarm that woke me up, I don't get angry. I say, what can I do? What can I do today? I have this alarm going off. I can't hit the snooze button because it's not my alarm, it's somebody else's alarm. I can accept it. I can accept, okay, that alarm woke me up. There must be a reason why I'm awake right now. There must be a reason that I needed to be up at this hour, at this time, so that I can find something that maybe I haven't done before. And that's what I did. I found something new and just went there. I went there with the experience. I went with the flow. So I went downstream and made it easy instead of fighting upstream. I could have laid there. I could have said, oh my gosh, I wish that that person would turn their alarm off already. I could have yelled, would you please turn your alarm off? I could have gone to all those different places, but I didn't. I stayed in the energy that I wanted to be in. I stayed in the energy of acceptance, allowance, of just being like, okay, what can I do now? I'm awake, right? It's too early to make coffee. So let me just see. Let me just lay here and just see what spirit wants me to know or do right now. So that's where I'm at in my world. And I know it's only going to get better from here as I have these moments of clarity, these moments of just listening. That's my vision quest right now. It's like, how can I get closer to that being, that spiritual being that I am, and move away so much from the human part of me that would have gone into anger or irritation, those lower vibrations. I'm moving more into how can I make the most of this moment? And I can do that every moment. We all can. We have choices. I always say that's our superpower, to make choices and make decisions. Okay, so I'm scrolling back to see what's going on here. And Sherry says, gratitude, gratitude. I start every day with gratitude. Absolutely. And Stacy, you're almost done with your story. Keep adding to it. You just keep on adding to it, darling, and it'll shape up exactly how it's supposed to be. And oh, Sharon, you're so welcome, honey. I read through your story. I couldn't stop. I thought, okay, I'll just get the gist of it. I'll read a few lines and see what's there. And I couldn't stop reading. So that's a good sign of a good writer, when you start to read and you just want to keep going with the story. That's a really good story. I did that with Sherry Meyer's book. Her book is called It's Too Late to Quit. And when she sent it to me, I started reading the book, and I thought, it was late at night, and I thought, okay, I'll just read a few lines or a few pages and see what it's like. I read through the whole book in one sitting. I could not put it down. So that's when you know that that person that wrote was coming from the heart, was coming from the passion, that it was something that flowed for them. So I'm excited about this anthology that we're putting together. And I know I've just sent out a couple of copies of my book Changes, which is an anthology I did, I think it was 5 years ago that I did that one. And that one flowed. There was so much in there, the stories that people told, their lessons from life that they shared with us. And I know that's how this one's going to be as well. It's going to be those lessons that taught us something, that brought us to a place of really being okay. And, sometimes we just have to be at that place, right? Of being okay with it. We don't have to be exhilarated. We don't have to be on top of the world, but we can be okay. Just like when I shared about my daughter, I'm okay with what happened. And again, there will be some tears, there will be some melancholy during special times, but I'm okay. I'm okay. And I think one thing that brought that up and brought it to mind for me is today is her father's birthday, and he's in heaven. So I think that was on my mind too, as I looked at the date today and saw that that's going to be a special day for her today. So just sending energy to her. I do that every day. I talk to her higher self and just pray that she's protected by the angels and that she's living a good life. And I really want that for her. And just like all the people that we step away from, those that we're not in alignment with, I want the very best for them. I want a really great experience in life for them. It's just not going to be something I include in my world. All right, so what else we got? Stacy says, I have to accept that certain people are not right for me and then let them go. I'm not looking forward to it, but I know it will help me move on. It absolutely will. when you're not in alignment with the people that you've gathered close to you, you're not going to have that peace, because there's always going to be something that comes up, whether it's drama or friction or criticism, judgment. So just, let it, sometimes it'll just take an organic separation. It just happens, it just falls away. So whether you have to be the one to instigate that separation or you just allow it to happen, it'll happen, because it's not in alignment with your energy. And Julie says, wow, needed it today. Thank you, Teri. You're so welcome, honey. It's, like I said, I had no idea. I don't any morning when I come on here. I have no idea what's going to come up, what topic, what conversation. It just comes. And that's the angels doing that. That's them just saying, okay, let's talk about this now. Okay, I need more coffee. Carol Allen, good morning to you. And I know we have more people that came in. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. Jana McPort is here and watching. Thank you for being here. Okay, so Carol said, I had lunch with my brother Ron and sister-in-law Carol yesterday. I came out spiritually with them and they were very accepting of me. I thought if anyone would be, it would be them. Carol, I'm so glad you had that experience. And so, there's so many times that family doesn't understand us. They think we're in a cult. And I remember when we first started the morning show and somebody's family had said something like that to them. This is a cult. It's like, we are like the farthest thing from a cult that you can get, because this is all about love. Our family is all about love here. Suzanne, I'm so glad you're with us this morning, Suzanne. She says, I learned from listening to Teri and everyone here to feel the vibrations with people. That makes it easier to understand that someone might not be the right person in my life. Absolutely. Absolutely. Many of us are empaths, which means that we feel other people's emotions and their vibration. So it happens when you're around others, like at the grocery store or a gathering. We don't have many gatherings anymore, but when you're like with family members or some friends that get together, feel the vibration, just feel it. And if there's something that feels kind of off, then maybe you need to just take a step back and look at what that person is in your life. And do I resonate with them anymore? Because we grow. And as we grow and change, sometimes those relationships change, don't they? We step away, or we're like, okay, that's not where I'm at right now. You're still there, but I'm not. And so we move on from those relationships. And Sally is telling Stacy, it can be hard, but once it's done, you almost feel the relief instantly. I did, Sally. Thank you for saying that, because someone that I just recently stepped away from was such a low vibration. And it was like every time that I would see a post or I would see a message, or someone would even, say something about this person, it was like this daggers. So I had to step away and protect my own energy field. And you feel immediate relief when you do that. Christina says, in my NLP training, a technique used is to step away from yourself as you are meditating and just observe yourself and the events as an observer, then step back again and again as needed until you are in a neutral observer position, looking at yourself as you might a stranger, hearing a story and observing. This helps you give yourself a more compassionate view of yourself, as we are often so extra critical on ourselves. Isn't that the truth? Christina, thank you for sharing that. And I use that observer technique a lot a lot. As I look at my journey, I look at things that happen throughout the day, I pause. That's a technique that I use and that I teach my clients as well. Take that pause, just step away, step back, not reacting, not responding. Just step back and look at it like you're looking with a fresh set of eyes. That's why it's so important to find somebody, either a life coach, a therapist, a friend that's a really good listener. Sometimes it's really good to have that outside viewpoint because they're coming from a neutral place. If you can do this and learn to do it on your own, like what Christina was saying, and there are many techniques that help us. Like there's one technique I use a lot, that's the Touchstone, where you feel an emotion and you touch either a part of your body. I use like the back of my hand. So let's say I'm working on something that's uncomfortable for me, that's going to bring up something strong, that's going to elicit a response in me. I think that thought and then I touch the place on my hand, and it's like you're putting that emotion in there, and then stop touching that and then go to a better feeling thought. And you can keep going to a better feeling thought from there. And as you do, touch that place again and see that emotion start to wane, see it not to be as heavy. There are many, many techniques for healing from our emotions. And as you learn them and use them, I call it filling up your toolbox. You can put all these things in your toolbox. And then when something comes up for you, just go to one that's worked for you in the past, one that you know is a really good one to help you get through it. And Sally, I can't wait to see how it all comes together. Our book. Yeah, exactly. Sally, are you doing a chapter? I want you and Tony to both do a chapter for the book. That would be awesome. And Stacy says, I feel like a superhero looking back on my life. I survived it. Yeah, exactly. We survive. And, it's like every day now, I want to do more than survive. I want to thrive. I want to really be in that really good place. And we can. It's our choice. It's our decision to be in a good place or to still be in that mire and trying to work our way through things in life. I can't believe this time is flying this morning, but I'm going to type in that it's prayer request time because it is. And I see our darling Pritchetta and Jean Lorio. Thank you all for being here. And Sally says, yes, I am. Yes, we are. So you're writing your chapters. Awesome, awesome. Love it. Okay, so let me scroll and see what I missed while you all are putting your prayer requests in. And Sally talking about the people that we distance from. I always pray for their health, wealth, and well-being. Absolutely. I do too, Sally. Just any of those that are no longer a part of my everyday world, just pray that they're healthy, that they're happy, and that all is well for them. Stacy, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. That song just popped into my head. Let it be. Let it be. That's it. Don't keep going into the drama. Just let it be and move on. Move on to whatever is bringing you happiness and joy inside of you. It's your life. It's your movie. Live your movie the way you want it to be. Okay. Sally says, yes, I walk a lot of people through the mourning process of letting go of negative people in their journeys. It can be such a heavy load to sort through. It can be, absolutely, Sally. And I struggled, oh my gosh, I struggled for probably a couple of months before I finally realized, this is crazy. Why am I doing that? Why am I struggling when all I have to do is let it be, step away? What is that? Oh, it was like an old sitcom. Was it Lost in Space? Where it was step away from the vehicle. Like, oh, danger, Will Robinson, step away from that vehicle. And that's where I go now. I laugh, I lighten up the energy, like, oh, step away from that person, step away from that vehicle, and go back into my joy. And don't let anyone take your power. You're giving your power away when you allow someone to bring your energy down. I want to hold on to all of that power that I know is mine. I don't want it to seep out and to just hand it over to somebody and say, oh, here, take my joy. I can live without it. No, that's my joy. That's my happy place inside of me. So I want to be there as much as possible. Rachetta, I'm so glad you're here. She says we had a very busy day yesterday, starting at 4:30 a.m. from Prachir's house, reached the airport at 7:30, took a flight to Bangalore, which we reached at 12:35. There was a layover for 5 hours. Ooh, I don't like those. Finally reached Goa at 6:30 p.m. Then there were long queues and forms to be filled, and finally came out COVID negative at 9:30. Yay! Reached our quarantine unit at 10:30, and now 14 days of quarantine. What a nightmare. But thanks so much, Fairy Teri, and everyone for your prayers. Really blessed. We were lifting you that whole flight, honey, your whole experience yesterday. I was holding you like you were right there, just holding you in my arms and knowing that you were safe and knowing that the angels were guiding that airplane and your whole experience. So I'm so glad that you're now where you are supposed to be, and that quarantine will fly by for you. Sharon says, lots of love, everyone. Boiler Man will be here soon, so please pray he can fix it, as no hot water for 2 days. Ouch. Yes, Sharon, we will hold that up for you. Sally's asking for prayers for my sister, mother, nephew, and daughter to find their way out of the dark. Yeah, absolutely. Deirdre, prayers for Gaia and every living being on her back, and world peace, of course. Yes. Suzanne, I'd like to put myself and my daughter into the circle of prayer. And Marianne, prayers for my children and grandchildren. Carol Allen, prayers for the Sweeney family grieving the loss of their daughter Jennifer. Absolutely. Marietta, good morning to you. I'm so glad you're here with us. Step up, 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 up to a higher plane. Yeah, I hear you singing that, darling. I hear those words and that wisdom and that rhythm. Thank you for being here. I felt your energy when it came in. So powerful and so positive. Thank you for all you bring to my life. And Sharon's got to go. I love you, Sharon. Stacy, prayers for all who are struggling. Absolutely. And Lenora Alberts came in. Thank you for being here. Anyone else who I missed that you're here, thank you. Thank you for joining us. And Julie Kiss says prayers for all in need. Prachetta, special prayers of gratitude and thanks for my lovely Fairy Teri and my entire family here and helping us through a long travel journey yesterday. Prayers of good health for Shantae, for Tony, Wendy, Stacy, Hope. Prayers for courage and strength for Tracy, David, for cheer, Neil, and lots of love. Stacy, we're putting you in the circle, honey. I know you've got a busy day, so take care, my darling. And I feel that house, that paperwork and everything getting much closer to completion for you. And we're holding you up for the very best outcome as you have been house hunting. And now it's time. It's time to receive that house. And I want to add in prayers for everyone who's experienced loss lately. There's been so many that have sent me messages or that I've found out that there's been a loss of a parent, a pet, siblings. There's been a lot of release lately of the human bodies. So let's lift everyone up that's going through that grief process from the loss of a loved one. Christina, I've been releasing some people lately. Thank goodness there is an unfollow button almost immediately I felt better and glad I have made room for the uplifting stuff. That's what happens. And yes, I've been going through this myself with unfollowing. Um, Sometimes you just have to block as well if you have an aggressive energy. You know, we experienced this here in our little family. We experienced something that was very aggressive and invasive. And so sometimes you do just have to hit that block and just cut them out so that they can't keep infiltrating and bringing in a low vibration. So it feels good. It feels freeing when you let go of something that's not serving you anymore. So let's go into our prayer time now and lift all of these prayer requests up. Let's just think of everything that was just read or spoken, everything that you're holding in your heart, to lift it away from your field as a burden and lift it forward to the universe to take care of it in the way that's the best way for whatever the situation is. And yes, Jean, prayers for our entire river family, everyone that's here and everyone that's not here, that's in our family. So let's just hold everybody in our group. Let's place a blanket over the entire group, like we're just pulling us all in together, to see us all gathered. Even those that maybe they're still asleep or they're busy or they watch it later, whatever it may be. Let's just hold the entire family up today and ask for a huge blessing for everyone that's in our world, everyone that we interact with in our group. And yes, Christina, hope has been on my mind as well, and definitely praying for her physical health, as I haven't heard that she's out of the hospital yet. So let's lift her up, and let's continue to lift up those that we've prayed for in the past. Ruth Bradford comes to my mind, lifting her up and her family and her caretakers and anyone that's helping her after what she went through physically and what she's still going through. Okay, so go into your heart center. You know how to do this. Just breathe in a deep breath right into your heart center. Today feels like a day that we're releasing. There's a lot of energy in there, a lot of things that have been stirred up. And that's what this was all about today, stirring up things that maybe had dropped down to the bottom and now they need to come up to go, to just be released. So whether it's something that's been an experience in your life, whether it's a person, some situation, whatever it might be that still is sitting in there, that hasn't really come to that place of neutrality that we were talking about, that place where you can look at it and say, yeah, it happened, and let it be. Just let it be what it is. It is what it is. And I'm not going to go into a darkness about it. I'm not going to feel any of that low vibration about it. So maybe there's a family member that you still have to interact with them because they're biological family. So there's going to be a time when they're going to be there. Let's take you to a place where you can release that heaviness, release the energy of whatever it was that caused the energies to be out of alignment. So if you're willing to bring that up today, just go there. Just let whatever is surfacing for you, let it come to the surface. Just look at it and just say, I release you with love. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I release you with love. I release that energy surrounding the person. I release that energy surrounding the situation. I'm taking my power back. This is me choosing to live my authentic self. This is me taking my happiness and joy into my own hands, not allowing anyone else to exert any control or any influence over how I live my life. This is me in my power. This is what it looks like and what it feels like to stand in my divine authority. I am a spark of the divine. It is my birthright to have joy. It's my birthright to have happiness. It is my decision to let go of drama. It's my decision to stay in my own space and mind my own vibration. And I want my vibration high. I want my vibration to be one that puts out a positive energy into the world. I want my vibration to be filled with beautiful moments, beautiful sunsets and sunrises, and soft, gentle rain. I want to enjoy every moment of my life in this now moment, not letting anything that was low vibration invade my thoughts any longer. I release it with love. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I let it go with love. I let it be. Just let it be. Let it be. Seeing it for what it is. It was an event. It was an event that happened. The people that are there, they were meant to be there. If they weren't meant to be there, they wouldn't have been in your life. But maybe they came in for a lesson. Maybe it was your lesson, maybe it was theirs. And now it can be a blessing as you let it go, as you go into the neutrality and you're just seeing it as it is what it is. It's no longer affecting me in any way whatsoever. I go into joy now. I go into my own bliss, my own happiness, and everything is working perfectly in my now moment. As I feel into my energy, it's a beautiful, peaceful place to be. So do that now. Breathe into your energy. If something is still surfacing, if something is still coming up and it just feels like sandpaper, maybe there's just a little bit more of that lesson that hasn't been fully accomplished yet. So just ask, what did I not learn from this? What did I not see? Help me to fully get that lesson so I can move on. I can move forward from it and then release it. Releasing the energy that was so frustrating, irritating, angry, sad, whatever that emotion was, just releasing it. Choosing a better feeling. Choosing to say, I'm moving out of anger toward neutrality. I let my anger go. I let my sadness go. Only love is welcome here in my heart, in my energy field. I choose love. I choose peace. I choose to have the joyful moments of life. Breathe in again. See if anything else is surfacing for you. You can continue to do this as you sit in your meditation time. It's good to take a time where you're just sitting with you, just you. Invite in the angels, invite in your spirit guides, and say, I choose to let go. I choose to take back me. I want me again, not the person that was so controlled by the emotions of those around me, giving away my energy. I choose not to do that. I choose to take my power back. And take your power back. Let's stand in our power today. Let's stand strong in who we are. We are a spark of the divine. That's a powerful thought. Bring that power inside of you. Feel it sitting in your solar plexus. Feel it reviving that energy of being enough. I am worthy. I am enough just as I am. And I choose to stand as this person that I am in my divine knowledge that I am a spark of the divine. That's a great place to be. It's a good day. It's a good day to take your power back. It's a good day to honor yourself. And that's what you're doing when you release. When you let go of the low vibration, you're taking your power back. I'm so proud of all of you who are doing that. Who is letting it go, letting it be, and staying in the energy of love. So now take a breath in and let's focus on what this part of our day is all about, sharing love with each other, sharing love with each prayer request that was put out there, seeing it coming to its perfection, letting go of any low vibration energy surrounding those prayer requests, anything that was looked at or judged or thought to be less than. Let's see it all in its perfection. Let's see people in their perfect state of health, their perfect state of mind, sitting in the energy of love, to see each one that was placed in our circle covered with love. And let's ask God, source energy, however you envision the Creator, just ask that these prayers be seen and heard and acknowledged and brought forth in whatever manner is for the best and highest good for that person or that situation, especially world peace. As we pray for peace in our world, there's a mantra that we use every night, and I'd like to share it. If we all could just think the thought, may there be peace on earth, and may it begin with me, bringing peace in ourselves and peace in our world. What a beautiful thought, what a beautiful expression and compassion as we give that out to the world. And now let's share our love with each other. So just pick one person and just say the words, I love you. I love you. I feel that love so strongly today as we let go of that which no longer serves us, as we've done this beautiful release of low vibration energy. If you did that work, congratulations. Congratulations for making a turn in your road of letting go and choosing that other path of love and joy and happiness and freedom. So now let's share that love with each other. Let's do our heart telephone that we do every day. So just envision right now, we are all holding each other so tightly in our circle. Just see our arms around each other. See us surrounded by angels that are holding us up, letting us feel each other's energy. And on the count of 3, we're going to give gratitude. We're going to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you that you're part of my family, my soul family. Thank you for this unity we have together. So we're going to say thank you. And then we're going to say, I love you. We do this every morning. If there's anyone that's new, that hasn't experienced this, it's a beautiful experience together. So 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I love you. I love you. You all are so beautiful. Thank you for being with me this morning. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me share my experiences and where I'm at in life, because but this is what we do. We get to know each other a little better the more we have these experiences together. And the Zoom is always open for anybody that wants to come in and share of yourself and let us know more about you. But I'm very grateful that I had this time today to just really express some of what my life is all about. My life is an open book. And anytime that anybody asks about any part of my life, I'm here to share. So thank you for being that listening ear. And thank you for sharing with me about your journeys as well. Okay, so thank you for the love. I see you. Thank you. I love you. And I see the hearts. I see the beauty of you. You are beautiful. And I hope the rest of your day is blessed. I hope that you receive joy in this day. And I'm so, so grateful for every one of you. I'll be back tomorrow. If anybody wants to come in with me tomorrow, Sunday, beautiful start to a new week. If there's anyone that would love to come in and share of yourself and your journey, just come on into the Zoom. It's open every day. Deirdre, I love you so much, my sister. Thank you for your words. Thank you for all of the inspiration that you've given here on the morning show, Deirdre. We do this heart telephone every day, and you named it that. And then you take us out with those beautiful words to really see each other. That's what namaste is. Acknowledging the spirit in me acknowledges the spirit in you. And then we add levity to it. So let's all go into that. Namaste, y'all. I love you. Bye, everybody.